it's the size of 3 buses. This is enormous. As Oren points out, China has satellites. They're watching the United States all the time. So what is this thing about? What is China doing here?
So one of the big things, Aaron, that China could be doing with this is they could be scooping up signals intelligence. In other words, they're looking at our cell phone traffic, looking at our radio traffic. They're looking at the government's command and control networks. And as Oren pointed out, we have a ballistic missile base, a series of ballistic missile silos in Montana and in North Dakota and Wyoming. So these are the kinds of things that they could be looking at. Also, they're probably looking at the strategic bomber bases that we have in the Dakotas. So this is something that gives them a chance to perhaps augment their satellite coverage, and it's definitely a system that could be collecting a lot of data.
So that's what you're saying, is that there is more data and specific data, signals intelligence, cell phones, that they wouldn't be able to get other ways that they could get from this. And just to make the point clear, you're talking about the strategic bomber bases, nuclear facilities. This was seen over Billings, Montana. And as Oren says, there's not a lot of people there. And that's part of the reason why they are so strategically important to the United States, to our nuclear arsenal, and to the strategic bomber base. I mean, this location is hugely significant.
It is. And, it's part of what we call our nuclear triad, which is made up of bombers, missiles, and submarines. So 2 parts of that triad are right directly in the path of this Chinese balloon.
So I guess I'm curious whether you think they should shoot it down. I mean, it's just floating there. I mean, it's, this is a real question. They've decided not to do that for now. What do you think about that? And I know you also think that China may actually be doing this not just for itself, but for Putin.
Yes. In fact, there is a very robust intelligence sharing relationship between China and Russia. So one of the things that you have to look at when it comes to this is what kind of a diplomatic fiasco it would be if they did shoot it down. There's a potential that it could raise tensions even more. There's a potential, of course, that if you did shoot it down, as Oren pointed out, there would be the possibility of the loss of life on the ground. So these are things that have to be weighed. And if they believe that they can mitigate the collection efforts, and if they can make them relatively meaningless or relatively harmless, then they usually opt to let things like